What's going on, people? Welcome to the React Podcast, episode 19. I'm your host, Tony Polanco, and we're joined by Mike A.
What's up, people?
Charles Singletary Jr.
That bullshit.
And returning, Brian Munjoma.
EA will be EA, always.
Oh, man. So, yeah, we're going to talk about EA right now. So, basically, Battlefront, yeah, it is Battlefront, or whatever. It's Star Wars Battlefront, $50 season pass. Go. Mike,
so I'll drop the news. I'll drop the news, and then we can get into the topic. So if you've been under a rock or just haven't checked the internet in the last few minutes, Star Wars Battlefront has announced a season pass and an ultimate edition. The season pass will include 4 DLC packs that will be coming out along the way. There are no specific details on what those expansion packs will include, but to quote whatever the press pass or the press release was, they will be filled with new content that will take you to new locations across a galaxy far, far away. So basically, new maps and shit. But here's the big thing about this particular news: the season pass is going to cost you $50, 50, aka $10 less than what the full game is going to cost you. Now go.
Yeah, Mike, go ahead, man.
Personally, I think they're doing this because it's Star Wars, and they know that Star Wars fans will buy it just because it's Star Wars. Like, let's just put that out there. That's part of it. I mean, that's not an excuse. Like, the price is outrageous. Let's keep it 100. But I mean, I think we all know the rationale why. And the only reason, especially, it's shocking to me because, like, when you look at how EA handles Battlefield's DLC with the premium pack, like, you get an immense amount of content for like for about 2 years, depending on which game you're talking about, 3 and 4. Because I got the premium for both of them, and it was worth it. Like, you got new weapons, new maps, like new game modes, and it was just tons and tons and tons of content. Like, it was almost like a new shooter. But I'm not sure. I mean, who knows? Maybe they will. But I don't think they're gonna go to that same length with the game like Battlefront. Like, I mean, they've already kind of cut corners. Let's keep it honest. Like, there's no campaign at all in it. It's like you're selling them a multiplayer exclusive game, and on top of that, the season pass to get all the new content for a multiplayer exclusive game is $50, and it's more important to get it for a game like Battlefront because the multiplayer is all that's there. So you have to stay current. You want all the new content that's out. But $50 you're basically buying Battlefront twice. That's crazy.
Exactly what you're doing.
Yeah.
It's $110. Like, that's insane to me for one game. But I mean, that's the precedent in gaming now. Like, companies are looking at what people like Activision did with Destiny, and they for 1 year content, people paid $130. So other companies are saying, why can't we? Why can't we do this? I'm not saying I'm not excusing it. I mean, I'm not getting the season pass. I'll tell you that much. Nope. But I mean, the price is laughable. That's all I can say. The price is really laughable.
But at the same time, like, because I just found out about this like a couple minutes ago when Charles told me, and I was not surprised at all. Like, after Batman, after Destiny, this is just what gaming is now. They're just charging these crazy prices for season passes, and people are willing to pay for it. So these companies are gonna, so that's the problem. They're gonna keep, we buy it. These companies keep turning out. So how the fuck do you even stop anything like this when customers are willing to be like, all right, fuck it, I want that shit, just give me, Like, how do you actually get it to end?
All right. Well, I'll touch on a couple things. Ultimately, y'all know I agree because I was up y'all's ass about getting on here and doing this in the first place. Because my homeboy Jeff, shout out to him, he's the one that tweeted at me. It was like, yo, did you hear the bullshit? And I was like, what are you talking about? And he linked me, and I'm like, whoa, like, this doesn't make any kind of sense. But in the defense of Batman, we know how those games worked previously. We know what kind of content we would get with that game. And to be completely fair, we could have a full experience without purchasing a season pass when it comes to Batman, correct?
Yeah, for the most part, that's true. Yeah, you won't get some of the skins or whatever. You might miss the Gordon shit, but yeah, for the most part, it's a full experience. Yeah. Yeah,
like that is extra content, small things that can be added on to enhance the experience, but it is not things that you would expect to or required to be in the definitive game the foundation of whatever you're adding this stuff onto. All right, so Destiny, of course, people feel a couple different ways about how it was set up, but there were things in the foundation of the game that a lot of people feel were missing, especially now that we got Taken King. And I'll be completely honest. I'm a Destiny fan and I enjoy it, but yes, there was shit missing. And playing Taken King, I'm like, yo, there was a lot of shit missing, and they held back on it. But even then with Destiny, I didn't feel as bad as with this particular situation because the Battlefront game we just talked about the beta, right?
Yeah.
And all of us were concerned about paying $60 just for that shit by itself. And now they're already saying, hey, if you want this extra stuff, you have to drop another $50. And this is multiplayer only content. Like, that's all you have. So why couldn't you take whatever time it would take to do a single player and make the multiplayer more robust instead of just holding off on that shit into four fucking expansions? Like, I wonder how much of that could have been in the core game. I wonder how much of that is already done, but they're gonna hold back on it. It's this kind of thing, this culture that they're building, is complete bullshit. But you're right, it's Star Wars, so people are gonna fucking fall for it and pay for it.
Yeah, exactly. Brian, get in here, man. What do you say?
I'm not surprised really, because one, it's EA. EA does this type of bullshit. Like they did it with Battlefield 3, with Battlefield 4. They just said, "Hey, get the season pass, get all the DLCs and all that crap." I am shocked at the price. I mean, I thought that it was usually around like $30 for like a season pass.
$40 max because of Battlefield did $40, right?
I'm not too sure.
Paid it.
I'm trying to remember what it was at launch. Was it 40? I think it was 40, 45. It was something like that. It was in that range.
Yeah. Battlefield adds a lot of shit. Plus, you have a single player campaign and a deep multiplayer campaign experience as well. Plus, with co-op missions and PvP. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Yeah, I just think that this is just complete bullshit by EA. Like, they definitely should not be charging this much, especially considering. Have any of you played the beta?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You all have? Yeah. I just got through playing it like just now, actually, which is quite funny, and I definitely don't think that that's worth like full price for. So then to hear this news on top, EA are just pushing the boundaries right now. Like, this is just unbelievable. This is this is the type of shit that is unacceptable. Like, we should be just telling EA to go fuck themselves, because unless by some odd means, like the expansion packs are like fully featured, like 5-6 maps each, like new weapons, new skins, new all that nonsense, then maybe it's worth it. But that's really stretching it, considering the quality of Battlefront is not up to the same quality and in terms of depth of like Battlefield 4 and Battlefield 3. So I'll see how things play out. But for me, this just confirmed that I will not be buying it. Yeah. I just have no reason to. Like, I just think that the game is just not as fun as Battlefront 2 was, and with no single player, and the survival thing was kind of air. So I just don't care anymore. Like, I was excited, then I played it. Now I don't care for it. And this is like the nailed coffin.
Yeah, I mean, for me, as soon as I heard it wasn't single player, it already took me out of the game. And now hearing this is just giving me another reason not to fuck with this game. So no, forget about it. And then the beta itself, it was like, this is it, really? Like, it wasn't anything special to me. So I don't know. I'm not really involved either way.
I will say that it's not fair that, and I'm not saying that people shouldn't at all take any feedback from the beta. I didn't judge the game harshly based on the beta itself, because it is a beta. Like, it's going to not be the complete package. It's going to have issues, this, that, and the third. It's just, so I just wasn't on the fence just because, like I said, there's no single player, and I just don't understand. Like, this is an online exclusive game, so it's different. This season, like the season pass for this game, it's essentially a requirement for people who are going to be playing this game.
Exactly.
The only way to play this game is on the internet. So after a while, when the packs come out and you don't have it, the population of people you can play with is going to be cut because they're going to be playing on maps that you don't have. And your matchmaking is going to be limited. And people with the DLC aren't going to just try and play on the original maps only just for their friends. Like, that's limiting their gameplay experience. It's like, it's something you have to get. And that's my issue with, like, a lot of the online heavy games. Like I'm going to go back to Destiny as another example. Just because I remember before I got Taken King, because they had, I think, and it was actually really smart on Destiny. I actually like that they did this. They give you, like, that 1 week where you got to try some of the new features for Taken King on Destiny for everybody before it came out. But you got to level 34, you were locked at that level. So even when you were getting all this XP, you couldn't do these missions. And then there was, like, certain features you couldn't access. And then you try to go play online, and it's not even just the maps. Certain game modes you couldn't play. You could only play the classic, like the classic game modes. There's really no one on those anymore. So it's to the point where it's like, yeah, you could play the game without the season pass, but not really. Kind of have to buy the season pass. This is going to be even worse in Battlefront because there's no narrative or story mode or anything like PvE or anything like that. It's all adversarial, go online, team deathmatch or objective-based gameplay. So if I don't have those season passes 4 months after the game comes out and the first one comes out, who am I playing with? What am I playing? I eventually have paid $60 for a 4 or 5 month rental. You're essentially renting the game until the season pass content comes out. You have to buy the season pass. I don't like this precedent. I don't like this methodology for gaming. Like, this is very anti-consumer. It's just like the definition of anti-consumer. And it's sad that there are people who are just going to overlook this and buy it anyway just because it's Star Wars or because it's popular or because their friends are going to play it. And they don't think big picture and think of the implications this is going to have on the market.
Well, that's why they get away with it. Let's just be honest. People just buy into this stuff, and these companies are like, okay, they're willing to do that. Let's keep doing this. They're going to keep on doing this until we stop, and I don't see it happening anytime soon. Gamers are just like, okay, fuck it. I want that shit. I want it now. I've been guilty of that, too, with some shit. I'm like, I see this is kind of fucked up, but I want it. Here's my money. But there has to come a point where you have to just say stop. And this kind of shit, exactly like Charles said, let's just be honest. This is not a full game. This is just multiplayer only. That's an add-on. Like the full game should be. I mean, okay, maybe it shouldn't be, but to me at least, single player is where it's at, man. Like, and then you have the multiplayer to extend it. Now this is just multiplayer, and we already seen what happened with fucking Evolve and fucking Titanfall. Like,
and that's the thing.
No one's talking about these games now.
Here's the thing, like. Making a game that is multiplayer only, that's not the root of the problem.
No, it isn't.
The root of the problem is, like, you say, for instance, we take Battlefield. We'll take Battlefield 3, all right, as an example, and take that scope of content and remove the single player and don't change the multiplayer and charge $60 for it. That's what they're doing. They're not giving us. They're not giving us a better multiplayer experience because there's no single player experience, even though they're charging the same price. They're charging us the same shit as if there were a single player campaign, and they had the same amount of time just to do that multiplayer, and then charging for the extra content that we should expect as consumers to already be in there because this is only multiplayer. Like basically with this, and like Mike pointed out, you don't have a choice. It's only multiplayer. Yeah. You can't be like, well, fuck your season pass. Once that drops, I'm just gonna play single player and like the classic. You don't have that fucking option. All right, you're going to be forced to get this. And there's two things I want to point out about that. First, essentially, this is a $90 game.
Yeah, essentially.
No, I'm sorry. Scratch that. This is a $110 game. This is a $110 game that you're going to have to get and hopefully be interested in for the next year and a half. And not only that, oh shoot, I lost my train of thought on the second thing. It'll come back to me. But this is new. All right, so the $50, right? I have a feeling that $50 is right at that point where there's going to be, not everyone, because people are still going to buy it. There's going to be a movement of sorts against them because it's $50. But I'm going to tell you right now what's going to happen and make that all go away. All those things that they complained weren't announced to be in Battlefront from the beginning, they're going to be in the expansion. Like space battles, that's going to be probably the third or second expansion out of these four. these things that we should have gotten from day one, you're gonna be paying an extra $50 for. Like,
and people are gonna pay for it too. That's the sad part. They're gonna pay for it.
Your multiplayer only game is about to cost you $110. Like, that's absolutely asinine, man.
But here's the thing, and just playing devil's advocate for a little bit. Call of Duty has kind of done this, just spread it out a little more, right? Like you pay $6.
Oh yeah, I was pissed about them doing the zombie mode thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So there is precedent for this. It has happened before, and this is why they felt they could get away with it. People have done this before. I'm not condoning this. I'm just saying that's their mentality.
Yeah, I agree.
But then, kind of to like in Call of Duty's defense, and I always hate saying that phrase.
I was about to say, Brian, man, you're defending shooter man now. What's going on?
They have a high production value single player.
Yeah, well,
they do.
Like,
they do.
They are one of the few games that give you a single player, a co-op mode, and versus mode all in one game. Like, not many games these days even do that. Like, so I always hate to point that out because it frustrates me, but they're doing that, and always give credit when credit is due, regardless.
Yeah, I was just saying that. I was just saying that we're like gamers are already willing to give a certain amount of money past $100 to a game that they're probably going to play for a very long time. If that's the case, the whole mentality is basically like, hey, I'm going to be playing this for a year. I don't mind paying 2 games worth, amount of money for this. That's their mentality, And if you really think about it, 2 games, like I know it's $110, it should be $120, but 2 games that last you like a year, is that really that bad? Again, I'm just playing devil's advocate, just to throw that out there.
But the thing is, all right, you got to keep in mind, it's going to be much more difficult for Battlefront to maintain its interest than Call of Duty or Battlefield would, because we've played the beta. Granted, everybody doesn't want to criticize the beta because it is a beta, but we understand how the game is structured because of the beta. Yeah. Of course, there are maps that we have not played yet. That's obvious. There are guns that we haven't used yet and cars that we haven't gotten. But we understand how things will progress in this game. And PvP only is hard to maintain. It's not hard. It's not as easy to maintain as some of these other games have made it. Like Destiny maintained, Call of Duty maintained, but it took time for them to get to that point. This is Star Wars. Of course, it's going to be riding the brand of Star Wars. But I can't see anybody being entertained for that long, all the way up until probably the 3rd or 4th expansion pack. Unless something absolutely ridiculous happens with it. And one of those expansion packs is a single player, which that'd be fucking bullshit too.
That name brand alone isn't going to carry you that long. I mean, that's my personal thing is like, listen, man, we already had 2 big multiplayer only games that just no one give a
Actually, I don't think the interest will last on the strength of Star Wars. You want me to tell you why? Hate it or hate me for saying this, but I think Destiny will be a part of the reason why it won't last. Because Destiny has become the game, if you play it, that is your game in between games, right? Star Wars is going to try to fill that void too. But the difference between Star Wars and Destiny has a much more appealing look when it comes to progression. Because there are bosses you can't beat if you are this level. So you want to work and get to this point. That's maybe an illusion when it comes to progression. But Star Wars doesn't have that. It's just PvP. Do you really think they can maintain Star Wars while Destiny and Call of Duty exist? A better PvP game? And I hate saying that shit too. But right now, Call of Duty is offering more bang for their buck and pedigree on their side. Well, pedigree is about even. But more bang for their buck in their franchise. That's going to last longer. Plus Destiny people. Then you look at the fucking exclusives on the Xbox side. Halo. Star Wars will not be able to maintain their audience anywhere near as well as those other games will. But they want that $50 though.
Yeah, but so how long do you think it's going to last before people start like just tapering off the game?
No, honestly, all right, what day does it come out?
Is this month, right? Like end of October-ish? Or is that Halo 5? Hold on.
I actually have no idea when. Like I said, I'm not interested in this shit at all.
Yeah, same here. I have no interest in the game, so I don't remember.
It comes out November 17th. All right, so that's in the heyday of the holiday season. My guess is interest for that shit is gonna fall off by February, at the latest, people aren't going to be playing it. I bet that you're going to have a problem trying to find people online to play the game.
February, that's a pretty long time actually, man. Because
not for a game that they want to last for that long.
When does the movie come out?
Yeah. Oh, the movie comes out in December. Oh, that'll extend the life.
That'll extend it. That's what they're banking on, which is kind of sad. So yeah, I don't really care. I'm not a Star Wars fan anyway, so all of this is just jokes to me. But I just it's sad that. And you know what? This is probably all part of their marketing strategy because they realize even if they did get press feedback, what are they going to do? Let's say we'll just lower it we'll lower it $10 to make it $40. And I'm like, that's still a ripoff for a game like this, where you know that season pass is essentially it's a requirement for anyone who's going to be playing the game long term. Otherwise, I would even just tell people just rent the game because if you pay $60 for it, you better be committed to playing that game for its entire life. You're going to have to. But then again, there's people who pay for Evolve and pay for that season pass on Evolve too. Yeah, what are they playing right now? There's people who bought the season pass on Titanfall. What are they playing right now? You know what I mean? Like
they're playing anything but Titanfall, man.
Exactly. I have not seen anyone playing Evolve. I don't remember the last time. And
I haven't seen anybody playing it at all.
No one talks about it. There's no articles about it, no streams of it. None of my friends play it. It's gone.
And from my experience, not my experience, from what I see, like if you put me in front of a screen and you showed me Evolve and you showed me Star Wars, Evolve is a better package. And it's a terrible package too, but it's still better than what Star Wars is offering at this point. Just in gameplay. I'm just saying, gameplay.
That's probably true. But Evolve isn't Star Wars. Evolve doesn't have a movie.
Yeah, we all agree on that. I'm just saying, as a gamer.
No, I'm just saying in terms of the whole package. Evolve doesn't have a movie coming out that a bunch of geeks and neckbeards are hyped for right now. It's all part of this big scheme right there. This entire entertainment thing. And I'm not even saying that.
EA's like, your single player campaign comes out in theaters in December.
Yeah, there you go. Right?
Yep. I'm not even, and it wasn't. I forgot someone telling me that they're working on another Star Wars game that's going to have the single player campaign, and it's going to be all single player. It's like, no. Why are you releasing 2 games for the entire Star Wars video game? You know what? It's
people are grouping that with that, but it's a completely separate thing. It's based on the game that was canceled, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, okay.
13-13?
Yeah, 13-13. This is a completely different thing.
Okay, I didn't know that. Okay. Well, yeah. I guess.
Because people have been grouping it like this is going to be single player to coincide with Battlefront. Or, along those lines. No, it's a separate experience completely.
Honestly, I really want to run into someone who thinks that this is a fair price or it somehow defends... I'll defend EA's right to do this. They have a right to do it, but consumers have a right to not buy it as well. Yeah. I want to meet someone who says this is a fair price or can give me rationale for this price because I don't see it, and it's kind of sickening to me to see this. This gen in gaming, it's all about microtransactions and season passes. That's it.
They're trying to make it. They're in the development process. What is the least amount that we can get away with and put in a box in your store?
Mm-hmm.
And then the rest we will put in an expansion pass, a season pass, or whatever. That's what it is now. And it's so blatant and in your face. It's insulting at this point. They're like, fuck you. You're going to pay for it. Yeah. Or somebody else is going to pay for it and you're going to miss out. And they're going to convince you to pay for it. That's their whole rationale at this point.
I've always said it. DLC is one thing. If you do DLC right, that's fine. But if you're a retail game and people have paid you money up front, there's no reason for there to be microtransactions in your game. Leave microtransactions for free-to-play games. Because, honestly, they do them better anyway. The microtransactions in those games make sense.
They're all aesthetics. They don't change the game.
They don't change the game, and you pay what you feel you put into the game. I play Smite all the time. I paid for the Founders Pack because I play Smite every day, and I have for over half a year now. I put more time into that game than anything else. I don't mind putting $30 into the game. That's it. That's all I put into it. It's worth it to me. Whereas if I buy a game for $60 up front, and then it's well, you got to pay for this, and then you got to pay for this. It's I already paid you up front for a complete package, And it'd be fine if you're giving me a complete package and extra content, but I'm not. You're not even. We don't get complete packages of games anymore. Games are shipping like unfinished and incomplete, and it's just acceptable. When I put a game in my system, I've got to sit there and install it on my system. Understandable. Then there's got to be an update. It's like I just got the game. How is there an update already? I'm thinking, okay, it's a small patch. Fix a glitch here and there. No, it's a couple gig update. I'm like, how? I just got the game. How is there already an update? I don't know. It's sad, kind of. I don't know what I don't know what happened in game development. Like, I guess maybe just people got lazy because technology improved. But you couldn't do this 15 years ago. If your game shipped and it didn't work, it just didn't work, and people aren't going to buy your game. People are more lenient now. They'll buy a game that's incomplete or just broken at launch.
Broken ass game, exactly.
Because it's hype. Like, everyone's, oh my god, this game's gonna be so awesome. Look at that trailer. Look at the CGI trailer. Gotta buy this. All right, people just keep giving them money for no reason.
Yeah, and then there's always gonna be people that jump in like, well, the price of development is increasing. And I'm like, we're fully aware of how it's increasing and where it's increasing, but you can just compare it to other games and how dense they are with their content, but they're not charging, $60 plus fucking $50 for shit. Like, Elite Dangerous is a ridiculous amount of game on, like, every level. If there's stuff that you don't even want to fucking do, you can do the small things that you want to a deep level for fucking years. And they're just now about to add, like, an expansion to that game. I think it's like $20 or something, and it's coming out. How long has that game been out? Like a year, maybe? Almost? And
Yep, came out December 5th, if I remember
yeah,
correctly.
going on a year. But the amount of things that I can do in that game that I have barely, like, it is a drop in a bucket. Like, I haven't touched shit in that game. There's so much more for me to do. But you want me to pay $60 for Battlefront, it's multiplayer only, handful of maps, no space combat, barely any freedom in vehicles, then $50 extra for some shit that might be in the game later on.
Hey man, but it's Star Wars.
They can Star Wars.
That's what it is, dude. It's like fucking Apple products, dude. Why are you paying more for that fucking little logo? That's all. You're not getting anything better. That's all it is. There's games that are smaller, cost you less, that provide you with way more shit, and don't cost you as much because they don't have that fucking label on it. Let's just be honest. I think that's what it all comes down to. They know people are gonna buy this shit, and they know they can get away with it, so they're gonna fucking do it. Simple as that. We're at the point where these companies, like, they'll rob you and look you dead in the eye as they rob you. Let me get in your pocket real quick. Let me take your money, looking dead at you the whole time. And people do it. Okay, fine, whatever. Go ahead, Brian. You're gonna say something?
I can't remember who said this phrase, but I probably Jim Sterling, but he essentially just said that hype is what sells games, not games anymore. And if you look at the way that things are, then yeah, it is pretty much just hype. It's like, how many people can you get to talk about your game? Like, how many best of E3 awards can your game get, and how many 9 out of 10s can your game get? Like, look at Evolve. Like, that thing got highly rated as all hell, and now no one says anything about it. And I just had a look on Twitch to see how many viewers it has, and yes, this is not a definite metric for how popular it is, but it has 180 viewers, and that's underneath a whole bunch of other games, including Red Dead Redemption. Yeah, Red Dead Redemption somehow has more people watching that game than Evolve. Again, it's not a metric, but come on, at some point, do you guys just think that something is just going off here? And I definitely agree that this game will just fizzle out, which is a shame, because I was excited for it.
Same
I was very excited for it, but now I've gone back to the old ways of EA can just suck it, and which this also makes me feel unhappy about the Need for Speed reboot, which got delayed on PC until next year. So
we're gonna get two cars. Get 2 cars in the launch, and you got about a $50 pack for the other 100 and something cars.
I wouldn't be surprised at this point, man.
It's the funny thing is I actually gave EA the benefit of the doubt, because when the beta came out, they had mentioned nothing about season pass or anything. I had heard news that they plan to do like free updates. So I was like, hold on, has EA like changed their ways? Has EA like seen the lights? Has EA stopped being crap? And then this happened, so no. And then now you guys understand why I'm bitter all the time. Like I give I give these companies the benefit of the doubt, and then they just shit all over your expectations. So I think from now on I'll start having less expectations than I already do, which is pretty much like negative now. I think. Yeah, it's just it is going to be crap, and for the sake of future business practices like this, I hope that this game fails. I really do. Like nothing against DICE or EA, or pseudo against EA, but like nothing against the people that worked on this title, but it should fail just on principle alone.
I agree.
I mean, that's a nice statement to say, I guess, but what about all the other games that have done it and have succeeded? Like, why should this one fail and those ones don't? I mean, that's the issue.
He said that he wants the business model to fail, so I think he's kind of including all of them as well.
Yeah, like in principle, like I just want it to fail so that publishers see this as like, okay, this is not a viable way of doing it.
Yeah, like they need to be like, hey, we're going too fucking far. Like they need a wake-up call.
All right, I got you. My fault.
Like with the whole Deus Ex thing, where like they did that whole pre-order bundle, build your own thing crap.
Which they stopped now, by the way.
That's another thing that I've been complaining about forever. That's extremely anti-consumer. The pre-order bonuses. It doesn't make sense to me that I pick a store to pre-order the game for because there's content there, but all of them have exclusive content, and I can't get all of it. I have to pick one from one store unless I buy multiple copies of the game or pay extra money later to get it. Now, that's silly to me. Like, why? Why? Like, you don't give someone extra content because they pre-order the game, because they're paying the same amount of money for the game that I'm paying for. It's just that they paid it up front. So I get to miss out on weapons or characters or skins or even maps sometimes because they put $5 down a week ahead of me. Like, that's silly. Or, I want that character. Like Street Fighter's doing it where like certain stores you get exclusive, you get access to some of the alt skins for the characters in it. So it's like, I really like the Ryu skin, so I'll go here. But I like the Chun-Li one too. So do I get it from Amazon or Walmart or Best Buy or GameStop? Like, well, which one is it? Like which? But I want all the characters. Wouldn't that mean I have to pre-order the game at all these locations to get them, or buy all those characters separate in the costume pack? We all know that's coming after release. You see how silly this is? Like, how does that benefit gamers at all? Like, that doesn't benefit people who play video games at all. And gamers just don't think about this, and they just shell out the money for this crap anyway.
Yeah, and another thing to think about, like, just look at it from this perspective as well. Look at it from the developer's perspective. Not only do they give us the shell of the game, but they have to take out little bitty pieces and spread them around multiple pre-order areas and in multiple versions of DLC and expansions and shit. Like, they're not very rare, less than 3% do we have a company that is, like, creating a wealth of more things to add. Other companies are picking apart what we used to get for $50 and $60 and turn it into a $100 plus investment. And it's a shitty one.
Yeah, it's all fucked up, but it's gonna keep happening until people have enough. But I don't see that happening anytime soon. People are more than willing to just give up their money for shit like this, you know. But,
I don't know. I'm quite hesitant on agreeing with you, Tony, because like so far we've seen like big turnarounds from massive companies on shit that gamers just didn't like. Like there's the whole. What was like the like remember like last gen where like you buy a game and you had like pay like $10 to like unlock something or
that bullshit.
Now it's called like that's now gone. That's no more. It's been stopped now.
That's true.
I thought you were talking about when like if you bought the game used, you had to pay $10 to access the online or something like that.
Yeah, that was
something. I can't remember what it was called. Anyway.
The reason they did away with that was because of digital distribution. Digital distribution sales are now high enough where they don't have to worry about people buying the game used anymore. Because if you buy it digitally, you can't get it used.
Okay, fair enough. Anyway, there's the whole Deus Ex thing, where like the pre-order thing just got canned because people said no. There was the whole thing with the Steam like um paid mod stuff
Mods.
that said no. You know, like so it seems like gamers are slowly coming around to the idea of if we like raise our voices loud enough, then we will get heard, we will be heard, and we can stop this. The only thing now is just getting enough of a voice behind this to stop EA, and with EA being as big as it is,
It's a
like
big
I
target.
don't know if yeah, it is like the heavyweight champion of the gaming industry. Like it is the big cheese. Uh, it's going to be
Besides
daunting, but
Activision.
well, Activision, I'd say, well, they're like apples and oranges. They're both like the heavyweights in their own
Yeah,
divisions.
they're both in the top league. Honestly, let's keep it 100.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, they're both the same to me. I don't know if it's apples and oranges. They're like oranges and oranges. Activision and EA at this point.
Uh, the same but different. You know, like they're both like the
Oranges
apples
and
and
Mandarin
oranges are like.
oranges.
Yeah.
Well, I'd say that apples and oranges because they're both like
They're
fruit
both
that's
bitter.
like very popular fruit. You know. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
Technology's gone now, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully
We have any?
we raise our
Yeah. Go
voices
ahead.
loud enough just to punch through these guys and say, look, this is enough. And the only way to do that is to not buy the game or just boycott it or at least write complaints. You know, like Ubisoft at the E3 press conference did say that people complain about Syndicate being like a bag of crap. Not Syndicate. Last one.
Well, the last Assassin's Creed,
Oh, Unity.
Unity. Yeah, they did say that people complain and they are listening. So if we complain loud enough and in the right way, I mean respectively, not being assholes about it, then they will listen to us, and hopefully that will help things get better for everyone, really, because that's all we want. We want a fair deal. You know, we don't like getting shafted. Well, I don't like getting shafted. I don't know about you guys. I'm assuming that it's the same, but yeah,
Yeah, because it's not a matter of like we want all this shit for free. Like we're willing to pay,
no,
right?
oh
But it's
yeah,
got to be fair. It's got to be.
exactly.
I just
You
want
know,
console gaming to catch up to Steam already. And we were so close to getting to that, but people just aren't ready for some reason.
Yeah. I
True.
mean, do we have anything else to say about this subject? I think we pretty much hit all the points and shit.
Yeah, I'm good. I got that steam off me. But hopefully, I hope I see something.
Ooh, at that pun.
That wasn't a pun. I wasn't actually comparing that to Steam, dude.
No one
But
believes you.
okay, that's cool.
That's
But
funny.
I hope I actually see somebody create some sort of event to complain loudly about this particular thing. So, or
Yeah.
more things like the reacts popping up on sites.
That's what I'm talking about. And obviously, sound off in the comments, man. We're gonna get the conversation going. I want to hear what you guys have to say. So that's it. So once again, I was Tony Polanco, and tonight whatever. I'm saying the same tonight. I was joined by Brian Munjoma.
I'm back, bitches.
You better be back on Throwdown this week, man. I don't want to hear any more excuses. Fuck that.
Uh-oh. You got called out.
I said
We
publicly.
shall
I
see,
waited.
Tony. We shall see.
No, shall see. Get on, man. Charles Singletary Jr.
Use your consumer power for good because some shit needs to change.
And of course, Mr. Michael A.
Hey, thanks for having me on. Thanks for tuning in, people. And you know what? Thanks for tuning to the Coalition, man. Keep rocking with us.
That's what's up. All right, guys. Later.